These less fortunate individuals, when they have money in their hands, what do they do with it? They spend it. They have to. They spend it on what? Necessities. Not just anything. On necessities. They buy food. They buy, insurance. They use it for insurance. Essentially, when more people are spending, the economy is much more active. Therefore, it strengthens the economy. And those who are rich will become richer. Because now the economy is producing more. They're benefiting more. They're getting more profits. Because more people in the society are what? Are spending. Whereas when you don't have that redistribution of wealth, you have a portion of society which can't move. It can't spend. Therefore, the economy starts what? Slowing down, slowing down, slowing down. And now, based on the philosophy of fiqh, zakah brings about what? Benefit. And this is the fiqh in its entirety. Okay? Now, let's look at the spiritual side of fiqh. When someone studies fiqh and studies how its philosophy is bringing about good, bringing about benefit, and preventing that which is harmful, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created this system for us, what do we understand about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Is that He cares about us. Now the word sayyi'ah in the Arabic language comes from the word su'. And the word su' means that which is harmful. So when you perform a sayyi'ah, you're performing that which is harmful. Whether it be upon yourself, or upon others, or society, and politics, so on and so forth. The word amal salih, right? Salih or salah means that which fixes. So when you perform a'mal salihah, you do good deeds, you're doing that which fixes. You're fixing yourself and you're fixing others. And that's the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used these words, so that we benefit and understand more exactly what's the purpose of halal and haram. This is obligatory upon you, this is forbidden upon you. This brings about good, this brings about harm. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has no need for us. Therefore, the system was created for our sake, for our own welfare, for our own well-being. Therefore, it's from our own interest to implement it in our own lives. Because it brings about what? It brings about good. Now, from this main philosophy of fiqh, in that it brings about good and prevents harm, are 5 major branches. Al-Kulliyat al-Khams. In that, these branches come, or this concept branches onto 5 major concepts, in that Sharia came to preserve 5 things. Religion, the life, family, mind, and wealth. So if you look at Sharia in its entirety, it returns to one of these 5, or to more than one of them. So when stealing has become forbidden, it's made forbidden, it's to preserve what? Wealth. And with a strong economy, and when someone is financially stable, his life is much more relaxing. It's less stressful. And when that's his case, if the person is pious, he's able to do what? To spend more time for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The more wealth someone has, the more free time he might have. Okay? And he uses that free time for what? To do good deeds. Now, I've heard over the past years this phrase many times. There's just no time. There's no more time. And I thought to myself, okay, what if there was more time? What would these individuals be doing? And you can ask yourself on a personal basis, if I had more free time, what would I be doing? Most people will be doing what? Watching TV, listening to music, doing alone was what? They would be wasting their time. Now in Sharia, working, if attached to it is a good intention for the sake of Allah, or for the sake of providing my family, you get reward for that. So when you look at the next life and you compare your free time, what will you do in your free time, if you had more free time, and what you do when you work, you'd be getting more reward working than what? If you were to have free time. Whereas if a people, if they had more free time, they'd use it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Take for example the Sahaba. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opened the doors of wealth for them. Because now they don't need to worry about their worldly life. They worry about what? The next life. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them because He knew that they're going to invest their free time in doing good for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the hadith says, whoever's main focus is the next life, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of his worldly life. So keep that in mind. So the Sharia goes back to these 5 things. The protection of religion, the protection of life, the protection of family, the protection of mind, and the protection of wealth. And through these 5 things, if these 5 aspects of society are stable, then your life is stable. Society as a whole becomes stable. And when a society is stable, Islam flourishes. Any civilization flourishes more and more and more. Therefore, it's part of the goal of Islam not to have any wars. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always says, if they want peace, give them peace. Because it's through peace, societies flourish. And that's the point of your purpose on earth, to flourish. Religiously and worldly. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made us khulafa on this earth. Okay, we are now the rulers of this earth. So that we what? Build it. We invest in it, in this life and the next life. It's not everything is 100% next life. No, there is a portion which is for this life. And through peace, society flourishes, Islam flourishes. And when there's peace, our engagement with other religions, other societies is through what? Dialogue. And Islamic dialogue is much more powerful than war. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, or if you look at the stories of the prophets, and even look at today, some examples today like Ahmadidat and Zakir Naik, they are undefeated. In terms of argument, they are undefeated. And likewise, Islamic argument is undefeated. It's not defeatable. So it's in our benefit and interest to engage in dialogue. Because we are undefeatable if the knowledge is there. Whereas when you're talking about war, وَتِلْكَ الْأَيَّامُ نُدَاوِلُهَا بَيْنَ النَّاسِ. Sometimes it's for you, sometimes it's against you. And we don't want that. We want it always to be in our favor. And take Sulh Hudaybiyah, for example. Okay? The Treaty of Hudaybiyah. When the Prophet made the agreement with the pagans of Mecca that there's peace now. What happened? People started entering Islam left and right. Because now the focus is on what? Da'wah. Going and calling people to Islam. Money is spent in da'wah. This is what we want. This is in our favor. Okay? So the Sharia comes to create stability, not to create chaos. The Sharia comes to make society and the world in general a better place, not the opposite. So let's enter the first unit of fiqh, which is called al-tahara, purification. Which is, for example, wudu, ghusl, how to purify from impurities, both physical and metaphorical, and so on and so forth. How do we go about doing it? What do we use in the process, etc. And the first chapter of this unit is the chapter of al-miyah, water. Now the scholars, when they organized the books of fiqh, they organized logically. So fiqh is 2 categories, 2 major categories. Ibadat, acts of worship, and what? Muamalat, engagement. Now ibadat is more important than engagement because it's unique to Islam. So therefore they started with the category of the ibadat, acts of worship, before the acts of engagement. So all books of fiqh and the 4 or 5 major schools of thought, Abu Hanifa, Malik, Shafi'i, Ahmad, and Al-Zahiri, they all start with ibadat. Okay, now you have the 5 pillars of Islam. Prayer, or you have the 4, because they didn't talk about the testimony of faith. So you have prayer, you have zakah, and you have siyam, and you have hajj. And the hadith came in that order, therefore they categorized it in that order. They started off with prayer, and then they went to zakah, and then siyam, and then hajj. Now, the key to prayer is what? Wudu. In order to pray, you need to make wudu. And in order to make wudu, you need what? Water. So they started off with water. Okay? And the types of water you can use to make ablution, to make wudu. So, aqsam al-miyah, the types of water which you can use for purification, for wudu. And they said there are different types. Now, I don't want to go into extreme details. If anyone wants more details, they can come to me personally. But I want to give you that which you can memorize very easily. So what is the rule when you're talking about using water? Which waters are permissible? Look at it this way. If it's called water, then you can use it. Take anything. Go look at, for example, a body of water. The ocean. Is the ocean water? It's water. You can use it. A stream. Is it water? You can use it. Okay? A pond. Is it water? You can use it. Now you have three others which are solid waters. You have sleet, when it's cold and they have that sheet of ice. Okay, and you have hail, you have snow, and you have ice. 4. You can use these because in its essence is what? It's water. Morning dew is also water. So all these, what do we say? They're water. It's water. It's water. And you can use water, any source of water, for ablution, for wudu. So this is the rule. If it's water, then you can use it. If it's not water, you can't use it. Now, we have 2 subcategories. Water that's mixed. Water that's mixed with something pure, and water that's mixed with something impure. Okay? And each of these has a rule. Now let's take water that's mixed with that which is pure. For example, a rock. If I have a cup of water or a bowl of water, in it is a rock. A rock is pure. In it is leaves. Leaves are pure. In it is tea. Tea leaves, right? Tea is pure. So which of these can we use and which of these can't we use? Again, there's a rule. So long as the word water is used for it, so long as it's called water, then you can use it. Okay? Now take, for example, a cup. You put in it a rock. Go to anyone and say, what's in this cup? Okay, what's the substance in it? What are they going to say? Answer. What are they going to say?
Water.
Water. Right? Are they going to say, no, it's something else? They're going to say it's water. Therefore, you use it. A cup of water, in it is a bag of tea. Okay, when you present it to anyone, what are they going to say? What are they going to say is in it?
Tea.
Tea, not water. Therefore what? You can't use it. Take a bottle of Coke, right? Coke is a sort of water. But what are they going to call it? They're not are going to say, if you say this is water, what are they going to say? No. Therefore you can't use it. That's the rule of thumb. So long as it's called water, you can use it. If it's no longer called water, you can't use it. Now this is for what? When you mix water, when you mix something pure with water. If it changes its essence, it's no longer called water, you can't use it. If it's called water, then you can use it. Okay? Now, mixing water with an impurity. For example, say blood. Some blood, was dripping off you and entered a cup of water. Now you present it. Let's say a few drops of blood enter the cup of water. You present it to someone. What are they going to say? It's water. Okay? But now we take it a step further. If one of 3 attributes of water, of this water, has been changed, you can no longer use it. Which is what? Its color, its smell, or its taste. If an impurity enters water, and it changes one of these 3 attributes, it's no longer usable. Okay, so if enough blood drips into the cup of water, in which it changes the color of the water, it becomes reddish, you can no longer use it. It's become impure. Okay? If, for example, let's say something like
Pink.
Not pink. I want something impure that will change an attribute of it. Give me an example. So let's take ink. But ink isn't impure. Ink is pure. Urine. Let's say urine. And doctors will say urine, the color changes. So the more water you drink, the lighter the color is. So let's say it's exactly the same color as water. Urine has entered a body of water. When you smell it, it smells like what? Urine, right? The impurity, urine, has changed one of the attributes of water. Therefore, it's no longer usable. Okay? Let's say, theoretically, the taste hasn't changed, or the smell hasn't changed, but it has the taste. It's no longer usable. So now you have three rules. Water that's usable, what's the rule? If it's called water, we can use it. That's the general rule. Branches off of that, what? Two. Water that mixes, or a purity that mixed with water. What's the rule? So long as it's called water, we can use it. If it's no longer called water, we can't use it. And in the second branch, an impurity has mixed with water. The rule is, if it changes one of three attributes, its color, its taste, or its smell, it's no longer usable. Okay? Now, the last and final rule I want to give you is if it's a large body of water, a larger one. Let's say a pond, Lake Mission Viejo, take for example. No matter how much impurity you put in it, it's not going to change. But it goes back to the same ruling. Okay, so long as it doesn't change, then it's fine. Let's just assume that enough impurity were to enter it to the point in which it changes it, it's no longer usable. Okay, so you just go back to this rule. If the water has been changed by an impurity, it's not usable. If it has not been changed, then it's usable. We'll stop there. وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.